bringing the hottest news, stupefying newscast, and timely topic around the globe. This is World News. I am your news anchor, John Davis Baguio. Now for the headlines. North Korea launches ballistic missile. Elon Musk takes over Twitter. Women stop from entering amusement parks in Kabul. Quebec to give people up to $600 if they make under $100,000. Aaron Carter, the superstar, has died at age 34. Breaking news. North Korea fires ballistic missile towards East Asia, says South Korea military. The launch came after the North fired dozens of missiles last week as an angry response to joint military exercises by the US and South Korea. We have Mr. Shabaylon live from Seoul, South Korea to give us more information about the report. Good morning to you, Trisha.
Good morning to you, John. Last Wednesday, North Korea fired a short-range ballistic missile toward its eastern sea as it extended a recent barrage of weapons demonstrations, including what it described as simulated attacks on South Korean and US targets last week.
South reports it was the first firing since last week's flurry of missile launches, which saw more than 30 missiles land in the Korean peninsula. Seoul's Joint Chiefs of Staff said the missile was launched from the western town of Sukchon, north of the capital Pyongyang at around 3:31 p.m. local time, and flew across the country toward waters off the north's eastern coast. Japan's Kyodo News Agency, citing a Japanese government source, said the missile landed outside Japan's exclusive economic zone, which extends 200 nautical miles from the country's coastline.
The missile flew at 250 kilometers at a low altitude of 50 kilometers. The constant missile launches from North Korea is absolutely unacceptable. It is threatening the peace and security of our country, the region, and the international community.
The launch is the latest in a record year of missile tests by Pyongyang, including an intercontinental ballistic missile last week, and comes at a time of growing concern that North Korea could be preparing for its first test detonation of a nuclear device since 2017. As the U.S. counted votes in the country's midterm elections, North Korea's military said on Monday that the launches were simulated attacks on South Korea and the United States, criticizing their exercises as a dangerous, aggressive war drill.
According to the Center for Strategic and International Studies, the missile was exported around the world and is still in service in at least a dozen countries. Back to you, John.
Elon Musk has now completed a $44 billion deal to buy Twitter after months of legal disputes, and he's changed his own title to Chief Tweet. The company's CEO is among the senior officers who has already been fired by Musk. Sources told US media they were escorted from the firm's headquarters. Mr. Musk just tweeted, "The bird is free," to his 110 million followers. Earlier this year, the world's richest person attempted to back out of the purchase.
When Elon Musk made his surprise entrance to Twitter this week, he was carrying a bathroom sink. "I am in Twitter HQ. Let that sink in," he said. "It's been a long road to get here and an unbelievably topsy-turvy deal. It's worth reflecting on it." Elon Musk could hardly contain his excitement when Twitter was offered to him, but that initial enthusiasm quickly started to fade. Mr. Richman tried to pull out from the deal, however, it didn't exactly make Twitter pleased. Eventually, a judge heard arguments from both sides before deciding whether Elon Musk had to legally buy the company. Another reversal follows, though Musk undoubtedly desired to acquire Twitter. Musk said buying Twitter would speed up the creation of something he called X, the Everything app. While details are yet unknown, it's also likely that Mr. Musk believed that he would have lost the legal battle and chose to forgo a potentially damaging deposition because of that belief. So what does this deal mean to the future of Twitter? Though it seems as Mr. Musk will sweep aside all top Twitter personnel, including the CEO Parag Agrawal, this would allow Musk to implement his vision of free speech. That may mean, well, that Donald Trump who was banned from Twitter after the Capitol riot, will be invited back to the platform. Although the controversial former US president has his own social media platform called Truth Social, nothing is certain. But Elon Musk ensured that things are never dull with him. Lots of drama, lots of ideas, and lots of uncertainty. That's all for this report. Back to you, John.
Since the Taliban took control of Afghanistan in August last year, restrictions on the basic rights of women have become a global concern. Now, the Morality Police of Afghanistan has ordered that women are not allowed to enter amusement parks in Kabul. More details are coming up in our next report.
Afghan women were stopped from entering amusement parks in Kabul Wednesday, November 10, after the Taliban's morality ministry said that there would be restrictions on women being able to access public parks. At a Kabul amusement park containing rides such as bumper cars and a Ferris wheel, Reuters witnesses saw several women being turned away by park officials, with Taliban agents present observing the situation. This resident in Kabul who came with her grandchild was one of the people who were denied entrance to the park.
When a mother comes with their children, they must be allowed to enter into the park because these children haven't seen anything good. This is a war city. They must play to be entertained. I urged them to let us in, but they didn't allow us inside the park. And now, we are returning to our home.
A spokesperson for the Ministry for the Propagation of Virtue and Prevention of Vice confirmed that women would be restricted from accessing parks when asked for comments by Reuters, but did not respond to requests to provide further details. It was not clear how widely the restrictions applied or how they affected a previous rule from the MPVPV, saying parks must be segregated by gender and certain days would be set aside for women. The Taliban had promised women's rights, media freedom, and amnesty for government officials in the group's first news conference after the takeover in August. However, activists, former government employees, and journalists, among others, continue to face retribution.
Now going to the western part of the world, Quebec to give its people up to $600 if they are earning $100,000 to help offset the impact of rising inflation. Finance Minister Eric Girard announced that the additional cash will help people as the cost of living continue to rise, calling it a simple and effective measure. Let's get more into that with Kiara Sanchez.
For the second time, about 6.5 million Quebec adult residents will be getting extra cash in their pockets, courtesy of the province, just in time for the holidays. Quebec Finance Minister Eric Girard announced that those who made up to $50,000 a year will receive $600, while those who earned more than $50,000 but less than $104,000 will receive about $400. Girard said the payments will be deposited automatically and the money will appear in the Quebecers' account starting at the end of the month, provided that it will only be deposited to their accounts if they have filed their 2021 tax returns. The government says that taxpayers who have yet to file have until the end of June 2023 to do so in order to get the money. In total, the payout will cost the province an estimate of around $3.5 billion. The latest check comes as a recent survey conducted by Centraide of Greater Montreal found that Quebecers are feeling the pinch, with the vast majority experiencing financial anxiety and 85% reporting to have felt economic stress.
Prices in the market today are so high, but my income is still the same, so I have difficulty covering certain essential expenses on a daily basis. I am a single parent, and it worries me that I may not be able to provide my children's basic needs. It's one of the things that had me troubles lately.
Pascal Berube from the opposition called on Girard to review his plan, saying the government should instead be introducing more targeted steps to help those struggling to make ends meet, such as doubling the solidarity credit, gradually increasing minimum wage, and give more money to Quebecers who earn less than $50,000 annually. Solidaire finance critic Harun Bouazi has also said that the provincial government once again chose a simplistic and unfair measure that will not permanently resolve the cost of living crisis. However, Gerard has defended its upcoming one-time payment, saying it's on the people to decide for themselves on how to use the money. That's all for the report. This is Yara Sanchez reporting.
On the showbiz news today, pop sensation Aaron Carter, who was once top of the music charts, then substance abuse and mental health issues consumed his life. This weekend, Carter was found dead in his Southern California home at the age of 34. Lorraine Tizon with the latest on the investigation into his death.
Singer Aaron Carter rose to fame in the 1990s when he was just 9 years old, touring with the Backstreet Boys. His chart-topping hits continued for a decade. But in more recent times, he has been very open about his struggles with substance abuse and mental health. He experienced bankruptcy, money problems due to his old label, and family issues on top of the hate coming from the internet.
I go on my Twitter and I see people saying, "You look like you have AIDS, you should go die." I don't understand how I dedicated 22 years of my life to my fans, and now they turn on me.
Do you regret ever getting involved in...
I didn't have a choice. It got bad when I was about 15 years old, because when I did MTV Cribs, the day that I had to go show off that house, my mom and my dad told me, "We're getting a divorce, but you still have to go do this." I had to go show off all the stuff my whole life that was going to be taken away from me.
On Saturday morning, November 5, 2022, the former pop star was found unresponsive in his bathtub by his house sitter who performed CPR.
Code 3 responses needed. Female adult yelling at 902A in the tub.
Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department said that he was declared dead once medics arrived. And an investigation continues into the tragic end of a life that once shined so brightly. Tributes today are pouring in. Hilary Duff. You had a charm that was absolutely ever-present. Boy, did my teenage self love you deeply. His older brother, Nick Carter of the Backstreet Boys, on stage in London Sunday night.
Tonight we got a little bit of heavy hearts because we lost one of our family members yesterday.
Yeah, it's just my heart goes out to the family. Lot of love there.
Kris Jenner's 67th birthday was certainly a blast. The theme was Dressed Up as Your Best Kris. The birthday bash went down Friday night as Kim, Khloe, Kourtney, and Kylie dressed up in some of their mom's most iconic looks. And well, I think we can all agree that indeed, the Kardashian-Jenner sweeties are doing amazing.
And that will be all for the entertainment news. Back to you, Davis.
That winds up our news for today, November 14, 2022. This has been John Davis Baguio of World News, your news anchor, now signing off. Thank you for listening, and you have a nice day ahead. Philippines.